welcome to another episode of That Money Lady with me, Audrey Heesch, your friendly money maven. Today, I want to talk about the that we are experiencing under this authoritarian regime that over 70 million people elected into office here in the United States. It is unsurprising, and it is just the natural path that was going to be taken with this administration, this authoritarian administration. There's just facts like that this was going to happen. And I'm not surprised it didn't take this long for all of the things to be implemented, all the Project 2025 little quirks that everyone was like, that's not going to happen. They, yes, they said it was. They supported it. They put those people into office. Yes, that's what was going to happen. And so we're just now in the find out stage. And it's an adventure in the worst possible way. So I want to say unequivocally with everything in me, my spaces will always be inclusive, will always be as diverse as I can possibly make it. I'm never going to be perfect. And I am here to say that I am going to try and do my best at every single step, every single part of the way. And I am just here for this planet and our humanity. And I hold compassion for all of it. And if you are somebody who did vote for the administration, now you're like, what is going on? Please do schedule a call with me. I would love to talk to you and get through all of these steps and answer any of the questions. I'm not an expert, not in this, but I think it's important that we start having these conversations. Though probably if you did vote, you are not on my channel. So, but I do want to say that is available to you. That if you honestly thought that this was a positive step forward and you are seeing what is actually happening, that is a part of our system. And this is why I'm here. This is the piece that I have been trying to scream at the top of my lungs is our system was designed to make you illiterate about our system. Our system was set up so that you don't understand all of these parts because there are so many and they are so confusing and so complicated that it is impossible to navigate while still having a life and running your business. It is a complicated web. And again, it was by design. And that design has led us to the exact moment because when you allow nothing but profiteering and lifting up those people that choose profit over people and greed above anything else, this is what the result is. The current head of this authoritarian administration has what? 6 bankruptcies, a fraudulent university, multiple creditors that he just didn't pay for massive jobs to where those vendors like had to file bankruptcy themselves because they put everything into this job to create wealth for somebody else at their own expense because that person no longer paid them. Like we have examples over decades of this man being a scam, and somehow he's in our office twice. And that's because that's what we celebrate. We celebrate and lift up those type of people, which means that as a business owner, it is now your responsibility. This is no longer an option. Now it's your responsibility to understand how our system works and advocate for yourself. Because right now, all our small business owners are struggling, like on a level that I don't know how else to sound this alarm. And I hate to be the Eeyore of the situation. I do. I ask anyone. I like to be more of the bubbly, like, let's have fun and talk about numbers and figure out how all of this works. But it's just reality. And everyone is just in such a challenging spot. So you get Now it's your responsibility. Like now you have, like, it is no longer negotiable. You get to get into your books, understand all the pieces of your system, how the macro system of the government, how your business works in the macro of the government, and then advocate for that gap that you are seeing in your business. That because so many entrepreneurs, they were doing just fine until the pandemic. They weathered the pandemic, and now it's just the reserves are out. There's no longer any reserves. There's no longer any reprieve. There's no longer ability to climb up yourselves or get yourself back, like strap bootstraps, pull up, whatever that stupid phrase is that I don't agree with. It's it's no longer a luxury to be able to understand your finances. It is now a necessity that you get, that it's imperative that you come in and be like, okay, what are my numbers saying? What did my numbers say? What are they currently saying? Where do I just need to be? What is my break even point? What am I expensing? What is this gap? What are the laws coming in that are impacting my industry and my business? How can I ethically navigate this and advocate for myself in this myriad of confusion? And it's not easy. It is challenging, and it's rolling up your sleeves and getting in there. And it can be fun. I know I'm being so serious because I'm trying to sound the alarm. So I am very serious, and it doesn't have to be a serious conversation to get started. It's just about getting in your books, understanding all of the moving parts, learning how to read your reports. After you streamlined your system, you figured out what works for you and how to make it work for you. You've got into a flow of maintenance. Then you get to read your reports and be like, okay, now that I know all this, what are my reports saying? How can I interpret this? Like, what is my end goal? What is it? What is my just black and white numbers saying? And be like, okay, I don't like this line item, this expense line item is crazy high in comparison to everything else. Is that really where I want to be spending my money? Is my one thing that is a lot of people focus on the labor because that is a tends to be a very big section of your balance sheet or your profit and loss is the wages going out, whether that is employee or contractor. For whatever reason, most entrepreneurs don't so much focus on the contract line, go figure, but they focus heavily on the employment. And from my experience is that focusing on the labor is because it feels like it's such a huge expense, especially the taxes, when you pull back the layers of what you are actually paying for taxes, it's not as jarring as it feels like. Because, yeah, that big bulk tax does come out every payroll or once a month, once a quarter, however your system needs to be set up. But within the law, the confines of the law, there are specific periods that you do need to make sure that you're remitting your payroll taxes. They just see that big thousands of dollars being pulled out when most of that is just your employees portion. Yeah, it did get taken out all at once, but the employer portion, the portion that the company is responsible for, is a lot less than that huge bulk payment. And that is just one of those learning experiences that get to be had to really understand all of the moving parts with your finances. And that being said, there are a lot of adjustments in the different industries. I had on my oh some random bar on Instagram at some random bar. They did a beautiful breakdown and a very courageous story about what their numbers are saying and what the raise of minimum wage for tipped employees is going to do to them. And I bartended and waited to put myself through college. Like I understand the industry. I love the industry, and he is 100% right. And I am absolutely the one advocating for increase in minimum wage. So two things can be true at the same time, but what it takes is knowing your numbers and advocating for things that are not like aren't beneficial to anybody, or not anybody, but aren't the overall best interest of everybody. Because tipped employees getting a $20 minimum wage plus tips is putting them in like $40, $50 hour wage, while their dishwashers and their food runners and their prep cooks and their like all of the back end is getting like $15 an hour. And so it's just a weird balance that we then, as entrepreneurs, if you know your numbers, if you know how to advocate and pull up your industry and your business and advocate for your business in an ethically heart-centered way. It's not that you don't want people to have a living wage. It's not that you aren't there to support your employees. It is just a matter of, this is what the numbers are saying, and that balance is not balanced. It's about a balance that is best for everyone, the whole, the collective. And I fully support that. And that's what knowing your numbers is doing. I will say the other piece of your finances that tends to be a huge expense that people don't talk about enough is rent. They go fully deep into the employee side. They'll be like, okay, this is how we can change the employee. But rent, no one really dives into that. And I want to say unequivocally that commercial renting is the biggest scam ever. And I'm not saying there aren't ethical landlords out there. There absolutely are. And this is not meant for them. It's meant for the majority of them that are not. It is a way to extract wealth from somebody else and while still building wealth. And it's not anything, and I fundamentally disagree with it. We need big reform on what those, like, put parameters on that, because rent is going up astronomically for no reason. It's not like they aren't profiting a lot of money. And it's easier for business owners to advocate to reduce employees' wages and do that than advocate and try for themselves to try and get for their landlord, because that's more of a punch up and that's a lot harder to do. It is, especially when you are in that space, it's your livelihood. And so trying to rock the boat with going against your landlord is a challenging position to be in. And that's just one of the steps that is very essential. And so those are the two really, really big lines on your profit and loss that tends to be a pain point for entrepreneurs. And the rent is one that genuinely upsets me the most over and over again. Anytime I see that, because it's just it's never beneficial to, it's only beneficial to that one person, and that's the landlord, and it's never beneficial to anyone else. And asking for basic things from them is a challenge. I've seen it over and over and over and over and over again. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. And I know I went into deep, dark twisties because this is, again, what I'm just seeing, and I don't know how to put on that fake face of pretend when these are really real issues we are facing as a collective. This is I don't know how else to sound this alarm. This world needs to be more fair and balanced. That is just unequivocal. We're seeing it over and over again. We need when you are able to understand your numbers and understand your finances for you and your place in our broken system that you can start advocating for, that's when we are going to start seeing the change. That is how we've gotten, honestly, to the place we are at, and why business, like Citizens United, has been absolutely atrocious to our democracy because of all the lobbying and that flow of direct influence that business has on politics. It's unequivocal. And so this is why I'm here to help the heart-centered, beautiful people of the world who are just trying to make this world a better place and putting their best step forward, because y'all, it's beautiful. And I have the absolute greatest clients. I am so, so grateful for the people that come into my world, because you are here to make a difference, and you are making that difference and impacting people in a way that's lifting up this world. And I am so honored for that. And I just want you to know that it is possible for a better world. It really just takes rolling up the sleeves. And the fastest way to do that is with your finances. Because when you start rolling up your sleeves and understanding what's best for you based on numbers and facts and data, that's when you're able to take the best next step forward. Everyone keeps telling me to niche down, and I'm like, but no, I'm the generalist. I'm here to say, okay, what is your situation? Okay, because I have such a wide range of knowledge and experience, I'm not here to just pick one little piece. I'm here to be like, okay, this is your situation. You need to go here for this, here for this. And then I direct you to the professional that is knowledgeable in your specific area, because that's when you're able to really get the support you need. Because there's no way, I've again seen it over and over again, there's no way for the entrepreneur to know what they need or how to talk about what their best next step is, because they don't fully understand their place in this crazy system that we're in. And I think my sister just got a really cool job. Sorry, I got my text message. I can't fully see it, but I'm so excited. See, there is good in the world. It's a challenging ride in a way that I'm not trying to diminish in any capacity. And there's beautifulness too. And there is a path forward. It just takes rolling up your sleeves and doing that hard work. It's it's a ride, but it can be a fun one. I promise you. I add a little bit of humor every now and then, or at least I try. But it can be fun. And the comment I get over and over again is, you make this look so easy. And that's because I've just been doing this a very long time. It's what, 2025? Minimum of 10 years. I've been like hand in hand with entrepreneurs getting in to this part of your business, and not just like data entry, like basic bookkeeping, like getting into it with entrepreneurs, pulling up, like pulling back the layers, figuring out what the finances are actually saying, getting your book straight and streamlined and in order and your system set up. Again, 10 years, man. I got this. Like, this is something that I unequivocally, like, I got. I'm good at this. And I'm good at understanding roughly what you need, like based on what you tell me, being like, okay, I need to know, like, this is where I'm at, this is what I see. And then beyond that, because I have such a wide range of knowledge and information, I can then be like, okay, this is a piece that you might not have seen. And this is what I see. Now let's go to this professional now that we've taken care of the pieces that you want. Unless it's a piece that it's like, okay, this we need to talk about right now. Then we talk about that one piece. But I do focus on the pieces that it's your desire, your dream, bringing you to life and your vision to life, because that's what's important and that's what we need in the world. And I believe in the beautiful heart-centered people of the world. There is way more of us. I genuinely believe that with everything in me. And we have to fix this system. We have to roll up our sleeves. And no, that doesn't mean being fake with people that don't. If you're willing to call somebody a Nazi and a rapist, that does not mean you have to play nice and smile with them and say, welcome home when they come to the White House. It's stand tall in your beliefs and be flexible enough to, when you hear something that contradicts you with where your feet are planted, hear that out, hear it in its entirety, and then reevaluate. That's my advice for you. And that goes through all of life. Your finances, your business, your personal politics, and everything in between, because the current, and what I've seen like for my entire life, is people think something or believe something, and that is it. There's no swaying or 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 leeway in either reality or alternative information that might contradict that. It's I am right, the end. And ask anyone that knows me, that is never me. That's never me. I'm here to just help people. And that comes with humility. So as entrepreneurs, everyone tells you you need to be 100% have this perfect vanity face of having everything together. And I fundamentally reject that. I know that the vanity piece is something that I need to dabble more in because that's what most other people need. But that's not me. Vanity is not on my list of values in any capacity. I do not care. I don't. Probably shouldn't say that, but I don't. I don't. It's just something that other people need. So here we go. Okay. I think this was a very big topic. And to recap, get into your finances, figure out, streamline your systems, figure out your maintenance systems from there, streamline everything that's going on, figure out what all the pieces are, make those pieces work for you. Then you get to maintain your maintenance, get everything going and in a flow so that it's going with you and you understand how all these things work. And then you get to read your reports, and then you get a plan forward and be like, okay, these are my dreams. How do I make this possible based on where I'm at? And y'all, I got a program just for you. I know it, there are so many people out there that are creating false fear mongering just to sell things. And this is why, part of the reason why it's such a struggle for me to do marketing, because there is genuine reason to sound the alarm. There is we have, again, elected a authoritarian leader for the second time. It's not like we didn't know what was going to be expected. And so there is genuine reason. And it makes me feel very uncomfortable that I have to say all of the very much reality so that we can get to the place where we need to be. And I'm I'm a straight shooter. Like, I'm not gonna whittle things down just to make a sale. And I don't want to be that fear monger just to make a sale, because I'm seeing that over and over again, especially in the health and wellness area, where people are trying to claim science isn't science, but here's a supplement. And it's challenging. And if you are ready to really pull back your layers so that you can be your beautiful heart-centered self and create the change you want in the world. I am your girl. I am here to be your advocate, and I will cheer you on and I will show you all of the pieces. I do not gatekeep information. I do not, as you can see, I'm very honest, and it's about just taking that best next step. And if you align with anything, I encourage you to get on a call with me. I would love to learn more about you and figure out your best next step. And if it's not with me, you best believe I'm going to tell you. I'm going to be like, oh, no, you did this, or this is what's best for you from what I see. And it's just taking that next step. And I'm never going to push you into something that you're like, no, that's okay. You can say no. Hands down, please do. If it's a no for you, please say no. In every piece of your life, it's okay. And I am, if you are looking for somebody who is very open and here for you and willing to say the things when most people aren't, book a call. I want to see you. And I think I'll leave it on that. Until next time, y'all, have a good week. And please be careful out there. It's scary and dangerous, and we got this. The more we band together and lift up the the people with heart and soul and not greed and power, because that's how we're going to make it through that next step. So we got this, and sending you love. Bye, guys.